This week has been World Kindness Day, and is it true, as the BBC say, that's the British Broadcasting Corporation, that being kind can help you live longer? Well, it would seem to be in alignment with archaic and spiritual principles that have served us for as long as there have been people. Let's talk about kindness a little bit. Mr. Fessler, I'm assuming he's a scientist, has looked at how people can be motivated to be kind simply by witnessing acts of kindness and working out who is affected by contagious kindness. This is where I believe cultural spirituality, social spirituality, is a priority above individual spirituality, or as important. As you know, there's a lot of onus on why don't you be ecologically friendly, plastic straws, recycle, just taking that one strain of argument. But really, this is something that needs to change socially, culturally, globally, where there needs to be regulation and change at the level of powerful producers of plastic, say. Same with kindness. Imagine if we had value systems that promoted kindness at a social and international level. If our discourse, our news, our main means of communication were predicated on kindness and love as opposed to competition and domination. We live within systems of domination and consumerism. Where we can start, though, is individual kindness, and let's see how, according to this work, Mr. Fessler's work. I like to call Mr. Fessler, that's all, there's no background. Like, Mr. Fessler, you've done it again with these Ferrero Rocher. Let's see how kindness is going to improve our lives. This is what he says. Oh no, it's Mr. Harris, there's another dude. Kindness, he says, is thoughts, feelings and beliefs associated with actions intending to benefit others, whereas benefiting others is an end in itself, not a means to an end. That's true, but in a sense, subject and object start to melt away when you live in the transcendent duality. The idea of self and other melts away, I believe, when you reach higher spiritual states. And you can sort of see how kindness might be a way of reaching those states, because if you treat other people lovingly, it's particularly if it's at your own expense, it's kind of like saying, in action, I value the way you feel more than the way I feel. I see those things as somehow connected, and it seems that they are connected according to this scientific research. Living with people who treat you at best with disregard or lack of concern, like, for example, Jen, who I work with, who allows her reflection many times to be seen in that window there. Thank you for your comments. Why doesn't she change? What's wrong with her? Living with people who treat you with disregard or lack of concern and open hostility is bad for you. It shortens your life, quite literally. He says, well, of course it does. Imagine these frequencies. You know how sound works, don't you? If someone fires a gun in the air, that the air is compressed, vibrations travel through, and ultimately it gets into your little eardrum. Anvil, hammer, stirrup. Remember those guys from school? You know, like, there are subtler forms of energy transitioning between us. When someone's unkind to you, it's visceral, no? You feel it in your belly. And when someone's kind to you, you light up. What about when the hairs stand up on the back of your neck as a result of some seeming connection to an ulterior world through coincidence, synchronicity, or apparent magic? Ooh, what are these frequencies? There are the ones that we have the sensory instruments for. There are the ones that we have less obvious sensory instruments for. Kindness clearly exists on this subtler realm. Here are some tips. 5 tips for living a kinder life. 1. This is from kindness expert Gabriella Van Rij. 1. Truly start listening to others instead of already formulating the answer in your head. Do you do that when someone's talking? Right, I'm talking now. So yeah, and then that Dennis said to me, you just got to put the bins out when I ask you to. Right, I'm going to say about my issue with my bins and my neighbours. No, listen to people. Don't formulate the answers while others are talking. Genuinely listen. Form real connections. 2, answer rudeness with kindness. Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? When someone's rude, I think, oh, we're playing rudeness blackjack now. Would that be the right analogy? But I always want to up them, or like it's a rudeness bidding war, a rudeness arms race to the top. Who can come up with the rudest, meanest thing? It's tough, man. But it says here, think of someone being extremely snippy, never liked that word to you, then say in a friendly tone, did you have a hard day? You will already diffuse the moment. Hard for that not to sound sarcastic, like Pep Guardiola at the end of the match thanking those referees. Thank you so much, thank you for your refereeing. Like, you can't say, did you have a hard day? Did you have a hard day refereeing? Bloody VAR! Sorry for that impression. But if you go, let me see if I can do it. Did you have a hard day? Sarcastic? Did you have a hard day? Sarcastic? It's hard, isn't it? Did you have a hard day? Right, someone goes to me, "Oi, you maggie! Did you have a hard day?" I can't. It's hard to not sound like, because in my mind I've spent so long trying to seem like I'm tougher than I am, that to return to actual sweetness and kindness seems like a challenge. But we'll work on it together. Did you have a hard day? You'll have already diffused the moment. Include someone who's on the sidelines. Who's on the sidelines? Hey, you there, baby? Get out of that corner and into this conversation. Include someone who's on the sidelines. By doing this, you've already valued them. It's dehumanizing to go through life unnoticed, unwanted and unloved. Are you feeling unwanted, unnoticed and unloved? What, because you're on the sidelines? You're not on the sideline, you're mostly in a reflection in the bloody mirror, ruining these videos. People rely on these videos. This is a telephone app religion we're starting. It's a movement for being kind down your phone hole. You're not on the... Are you alright? How are you feeling? You feeling wanted and loved? What's the point? 4, action reaction. Understand when there is unkindness. It's not about you. When you are triggered, take a deep breath and step back. That is true. Like, say you've got a toddler. I have got a toddler. It's always angry, right? You can't blame yourself for it or think it's about you. Well, you can blame yourself, you're its parents. But like, you feel like, oh my God, why is this doing this at me? And then you have to sort of go, this ain't about you. This ain't about you. Just stay chill, stay chill. But the same with all angry people. Everyone's just living in a drama in their own mind. No one understands objectively reality, just the reality with the many, many biases we've picked up through life. So everyone, I was thinking about racism. It's a complicated thing. Even racists, they're not really racist, are they? If you could get down deep into it, or sexism, or any of it. It's all misunderstandings. I'm not saying let's go light on the racist and the sexist, but I'm saying as this, like, meet kind rudeness with kindness and action reaction, note that other people's hostility is a kind of malfunction that's being expressed. All right, so those are 4 tips, even though you were promised 5, because as usual, we are 1 tip short. There's no reason to have 5, is there? Just because it correlates with the number of fingers on the hand. So there you go. Be kind for your own self. Kindness comes round at you. It's boomerang kindness. Kindness-a-rang. Is that a good word? I don't think so. If you've enjoyed this video, and why wouldn't you, have a look at this one if you've ever been rejected. Remember to post, share, like, click the bell, do everything. Send yourself nuts clicking away at this stuff. Thank you.